And now it's time for The Catch, which takes you around the Great Lakes to hear from reporters about the issues they're covering. This month, we're featuring stories from our partners in the Great Lakes News Collaborative.
In Toronto, environmental reporter Andrew Reeves is covering Canada's history of water infrastructure development.
After the Second World War, there was a big push for developing new communities in the Greater Toronto Area in particular. And we spent a lot of money investing in this infrastructure. But eventually, into the 1970s and early 1980s, that investment basically went off a cliff. And so we've been living off of the investments that our grandparents have made, even through to today.
Just as the Flint water crisis spurred U.S. officials to action, a water crisis in Walkerton, Ontario in the year 2000, in which 7 people died after the town's drinking water was contaminated with E. coli, drove Ontario's government to make changes.
That really kicked the provincial government and local governments into realizing that the unthinkable could actually happen and that drinking water wouldn't be safe for anyone to consume. And so after Walkerton, you see a dramatic increase in the volume of investment that was made, not just in drinking water, but also in wastewater as well.
Of course, that investment has to be paid for, so water rates are rising.
Even though Ontario pays pretty small water rates overall, when we're seeing these 4 or 5% increases year over year, it all adds up in a pretty unsustainable way.
With a growing population in southern Ontario, the need for safe drinking water is only increasing. But, as in the U.S., funding is often complicated by politics.
If we're willing to raise taxes or implement stormwater charges, we can have a robust and resilient system. But that ends up being sometimes a tricky question when politicians get elected, often promising to keep taxes low. And that's something that we've seen here in Ontario quite a lot.
At Great Lakes Now, we aim to cover the Great Lakes region and the people who live here, like you. Please follow us on social media, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and sign up for our newsletter at greatlakesnow.org.